Alright guys, hello, hi, it's me again, Lucas, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys chain rule and then chain rule with trigonometry. So by the way, I'm an AP Calculus BC student who makes these videos to help me study. Alright, so let's start with chain rule. I'm not going to do any example questions because I kind of want to save those for the trig, but I'll just do just a simple little problem here. So let's go. So if I have x plus 4 to the power of, I'll say 4. Now, if you had to the power of 2, you could just, distribute it out and then use power rule on that. But you might have an 8 right here, which would make that kind of hard. So what you're going to do is you're going to get the derivative of the outside. So you're going to treat this as a whole as just one thing. So we'll make this u. So it's like you have u4. Well, you just use power rule on u4, and you get 4u3. So it's the same thing here. You're going to have 4x plus 4 and then x plus 4 to the power of 3. But then you're going to times u by the derivative of the inside. So u is this whole thing, and the inside is v. And then you're going to do times the derivative of the inside, v. The inside, it's just 1, so you're going to do times 1. And so your derivative of this is going to be 4x plus 4 cubed, because the 1. Easy, right? Okay, so that's chain rule. Of course, it could get more complicated, but that's like the basis of it. So let's get into some trig. Now, if you don't remember from my other video, you have the trigonometric derivatives. Now, I did make one mistake that I'm gonna fix on there, but it's that of cosec, the derivative of cosecant, they're actually negative. All right, they're gonna be negative, then derivative of cotangent x equals negative cosecant. Yeah, they're going to be negative. That was just a small mistake on my end. I'm really sorry about that. And I'm going to fix it in the description of the other video. So, alright, let's go. Uh, Chain rule with trigonometry. Hold on, I'm just trying to find a good example problem. Alright, so the way it's going to work is I'm going to have the function f of x equals sine 6x. Alright, so we're gonna kind of treat this like chain rule. What is the derivative of the outside? It's gonna be cosine, okay? And then we keep the argument the same. But then, what's the derivative of the inside? 6x. It's just gonna be 6, and you multiply that times this. So you end up with this. It's gonna equal 6 cosine 6x, like that. So now, let me get a good one here. Alright, let's try. We're going to do 3 more problems because this video is going to be kind of short. We're going to do 3 more problems. So first we're going to have, because this is actually important. So if I have f of x equals tan to the power of 3, 5x. Now, at first this could look a little daunting, but you can rewrite this as tan 5x to the power of 3. Now, this look familiar? It's just chain rule. So, let's do it. So we're going to have 3 tan, nope, tan 5x. Now, you kind of work from the outside to the inside. So now that we're left with this, we're going to get the derivative of the inside, which is tan. It's going to turn into, it's going to turn into secant squared x. Well, I'm sorry. I meant to write 5x here. Secant squared 5x. And then you're going to get the derivative of this, which is going to be 5. So we rewrite this. 3 times 5, 15. Then we're going to do 15 tan. Now remember, you can put the square that's right here, you can put it right here, or vice versa. So I'll write it right here. 5x times secant squared 5x. This is it. Right here. Now, you're gonna have to use your trig identities sometimes. They're gonna have to they might ask you, especially if you have like a 5x here, something like a number constant right here. They will probably ask you to rewrite it on the AP exam. So let's dive into this deeper. How we did this. So first we do chain rule for this. We get this power out the way. We derive that. So then we end up with this, right? Then we have to do the inside, and then we end up with secant what's it called? Secant squared 5x. Then you get the derivative of this, which is just 5. Multiply it all together. There you go. So let's do two more. We have two more to go. All right. So let me just pull them up. Okay. So we're gonna have f of x equals. This is gonna be an easy one. Cosine 4x. Now f prime x equals. So the derivative cosine is gonna be a negative sine 4x. Remember, keep the argument the same. The derivative of 4x is gonna be 4. So then we rewrite this negative 4 sine 4x. Boom, there you go. Simple as that. So then, one more to go. Let's go. Okay. So we're gonna have f of x equals 5 tan 3x. All right. So since this is a constant, there's no function. It's just constant. We can leave that there. So we're gonna have, all right. So derivative of tan is secant squared x. I'm sorry, made a mistake there. See, this usually gets omitted by students. That's what my teacher said. A lot of people kind of forget about this. So then 3x times 3, and then we can't forget this constant, times 5. This simplifies down to 15 secant squared. Oh, almost made that same mistake. 3x. Boom. As simple as that. Now, of course, you might, actually, I don't know, I've never taken this AP test. I'm taking it this year. I don't think you should have any problems that are that simple. They were on the AP pre-cal test, but it's just the same concept. I think the number one tip when you're doing more complex derivatives with chain rule with trigonometry, is to just keep it simple, right? There's no need to invent any new rules, anything. Just do it by the book, Just keep using the same formula, same everything. Also on the quiz, I didn't from last video, I got an 84. See, I kind of messed up my arithmetic a little bit, so it's a kind of bad mistake to make. But it's okay. At least I got the calculus right. I can still do well in the AP exam, and that's what matters. Plus, you always learn from your mistakes. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any tips for me, please let me know.